Hey everybody, and welcome back to part 3 of my MUT 16 Oakland Raiders personal free offensive ebook. This is the, like I said, third chapter here. This is going to be I-form. And as you can see here, a little glimpse of something that kind of resembles a Freddie B screen. Best I can do this year, guys. You can't motion, guys, but I did figure something out that will work on some occasions. But we'll talk about that one later. The I-form Pro number 1. So this will be I-form number 1. We're going to be running only one play out of this. It's going to be the play action Oakland Y post, PA Oak Y post, and Y is going to be on a wheel with B and slant, and then we're going to motion A to the right. You can see here, come across, and computer there playing something weird defense. So that one's not going to happen too often there. But again, it's going to be Y on a wheel, B slant, and A is going to motion to the right there. We're going to kick him out. It gets a better angle. You can see B shifts over there also. So we're going to watch that cross where those guys both hit. See if I can catch any of them open. In man coverage, maybe, hopefully one of the two will get open on the mans. You'll find some good stuff in the zones. And, of course, you've got the Y trail. And if you look back and you don't see at the cross where it looks good, you can always do a kick out. Or if you notice nobody covers out there the flats, you can always kick it out there. If you got time, of course, you can let it get to that. So it's just basically just pretty much dependent on that. These are normally just the Y forms, normally more running, formations in a sense there. But, kick them out there, make a little guy miss. You can get some good yardage out of some of these plays, though, within these sets. So, and most people aren't really going to be expecting, you to be throwing deep or nothing when you're running into these tight sets or anything like that. So there's a chance that you're going to have some of those open on their occasion. So, again, one more time, that's the play action Oak Y post. Y is on a wheel, B is on a slant, and we're going to take A and motion them out to the right. And like I say, so we're going to get through this. I've got about 6 plays for you today in this book here, this part of it. And then we're on to the shotgun stuff. Like I say, I believe there's, 20 in there. So, I'm not going to be running all the formations. I'm going to just pick out a good set of them though to start with, and then I can probably put out a video at some point also just basically showing just random plays throughout that are not just formation, just because there'll still be a couple that if there's a really good one in a formation I'm not really running, I'm still gonna want to pull that out from time to time, and so there'll be updates throughout the season as I find new stuff also and stuff like that. So I can see though pretty effective one, and like I say, the running stuff aside from the wide traps, a lot of it's going to be basic runs you should be able to know, but if down the road I find some things that are really effective, then I'll be sure to kick that out also. So we're going to go back into the I-form number 2. This is going to be the tight pair now. I've run a few out of this. We'll take about 3 out of this set. We're going to start off with the close play action post, close PA post. We're going to put B on a streak. We're going to take Y, swing them right, and I actually will roll the quarterback out to the right. Carson Palmer in this, not a good quarterback for me to choose, but as you can see, we're going to be flooding out to the right here, so we're going to get a few options. Basically you can fly out there, but the A is the big play one. That's the one we're hoping to hit. If I open there, you're going to get a good chunk, definitely, if you see that. But you've got stuff to kick down, and you, depending on where you throw, if you kick back to the halfback like I like to, you'll get some decent blocking, depending on who your number 2 is, like a running back there. And you can see this is, again, that's the X that we're trying to hit there. You'll know when he breaks. Right when he breaks, you should know once you get a good feel for this play whether or not it's going to work. You also kind of just take a look at the coverage underneath where it's hanging at, so that'll know if you have to kick it out or down or not. I don't really myself throw to the RB. I guess you could on that and then try and get the running back out to block for you. In some cases that might play that way. So if you're really on top of it, you can just see how the two are breaking, because you know how it is. It changes from play to play, as it should. There we go, nice diving one by Gresham in there. But basically, I don't really ever look at the left guy on here. I'm really looking at that break right there. So when I see A cutting across, that's what I'm looking for. Obviously, like the seam stuff that we normally run, you can try to find that off the break on there, but I'm not really focusing on that one as much as I am really just X, and if it's not there, I'm going to kick it down. I'm going to kick it down to Y more than likely. And like I say, you can roll out with this play if you like. If you remember some of the stuff from the PA ram, that F slide that was in there for the split ram, same thing, and we'll get to that one. We're definitely going to run that this year, and we will do that roll out more. I don't do it as much in this, but in that one, it really helps with that wheel route, to extend it and stuff like that. But and of course, a lot of these you can flip. I'm not going to go over the plays for that, but if you get man coverage like that, and you don't have, if nobody catches the edge on you, you definitely, and like in a lot of stuff, you could definitely take off running with the QB. So I don't do that a lot, but just showing you that you can on this one. So, this one would be one if you did want to test a little bit of mobile quarterback out. This play would be fairly effective with that, and you'll have a few, you got a few reads you can kind of make on there between the deep, the check down, and you even running. So we'll get down to the next one here. Again, we're in I form number 2 type pair, and this is going to be the X fade. We're going to select, and in this play, we're going to put B on a slant, X on a drag, and Y is going to be on a wheel. And you see, it looks fairly basic in here when you start it up, but really what I ended up liking about this play was it's just not a typical route, and the way he shuffles his feet, kicks off, right there, boom. You'd be surprised. I've ran this play many times, and I mean, the good majority of them, he finds the hole, and you just get that pass. It's a fairly quick one. You'll see it open up. If not, like I say, if X gets the break right there, I didn't have, it was one of the times where I was covered. You're going to kick down to X otherwise, and then if you have a lot of time and nobody's open, you want B first and then X underneath. So, so basically, I'm just watching this guy off the line here. I'm watching to see what the A is going to do. And if he finds that hole, I'm going to hit it. And you can also extend that. If you see it's cover 2, something like that, you can also let it run a little deeper. But that's got to be something you got to get a feel for, otherwise you can end up holding the ball too long, taking sacks. Actually, on this play, I'll take Y, and I put him on, and that was just an out route, basically, from the backfield. You can do that also. So wheel, optional, whatever you want out. It's just something in there. I ended up liking that one also. So like on the other place, some of those, they're changeable. You can do whatever you're kind of in the mood for, wherever you think you're going to attack the guy. But this one, again, you're going to get a fairly high percentage of the time that tight end is going to be open. Again, like I've said before, if you've got a good user who's going to work the field, just be careful about him trying to split between. If he's hanging out even between the two, just wait for that slant to cross then, and then you'll beat him in space. Don't force it in there because it's going to be intercepted. So that's just stuff you have to be able to read. The plays are only so effective, but you also got to be able to make the reads, and every so often someone will call the right defense, and you have to know what to do in that case. Like all of them, I don't run some gimmicky play where everything is going to be open at all times. You can just sit there in one formation. I don't like to do that. I'm trying to get sim style if possible, what I mean, and just take advantage of the actual gameplay the way it should be. But we get into another one here. Last one to the type pair is this post shot. I'm going to take A, motion him left. RB is going to be on a swing, and X is going to be on a streak. And you see, this one's good. This one will look here. And again, you've seen this before, these type of routes and I'm trying to really put these in here this year. That A route, again, as any of the others that we've put out there in the prior video, that's going to be open, a very high percentage, and it's going to be for a big gain. Again, some of the cover 2 underneath, and if someone converts a purple zone out there, they can cover that. So again, then you'll just drop it down. If they do that to cover the A, you have B drop down below, and you've also got the running back swinging out. So again, we just don't try and force these. Learn to read the area, learn to get comfortable in knowing what's in that area. Like in that one, if I pass it early, I'm fine. If I wait a little longer, intercepted. So just get comfortable with that, then you'll know where to make the reads. And there's nothing wrong with checking out in a lot of these plays. I try to set them up, if possible, like if you've got RB or some of that, I try to set it up to where your receivers can then turn into blockers when you do checkdowns. That's, if you notice that about a lot of the plays, that's kind of why some of them will work also. When we flood an area in there, even if we have to check down, you do get good blocking for a decent amount of times, where you make one guy miss and you've got a chunk. So that's also part of my philosophy and what I'm trying to do in here. Especially when you're playing against other people, they're going to be prone to missing tackles. If you can get decent with the sticks, it's going to happen. So it's going to help you out. So again, this one's the post shot. A, we motion to left. RB, you can swing him left, and X is on a streak. And, and the streak there, like in the other ones, all we're doing is driving off cover 3s, some man covers and stuff like that, creating the space out there, so that way we give ourselves a good cushion underneath to hang out if we do get a nice break for that receiver. And like I say, because of the routes, because of some of these routes when they turn these corners, these curling, sort of routes out there, I see defenders at times just having a hard time picking it up. You can see them just they do not play it in the proper angle, which should buy you space. So that's all you're looking for, is getting space out here to make plays, on a consistent basis. And something's going to be hard for the user to get unless he starts playing the area. And if he starts playing the area, you just figure out, you just burn him back in the in another spot. So it's just the game of chess, like every other thing we do here is going to be. Now moving on to the pistol, I run a couple plays out of here, fairly basic. First one's going to be a PA post shot out of the pistol, and it's a Y motion right, RB block, A is on a slant there. And again, this one kind of goes back to the play we ran before, another type of version. We're getting that out there. So as I had said in a previous video, we're going to attack both sides in here, but you're going to get. I've given you a handful of plays to run this type of route out of. So mix it up, so it's not as easily noticed. That's why it's good to have a handful of them. You can mix up the looks, so it's not something they're going to jump on all the time. And unfortunately, there's only like 6 pistol plays, and out of this, it would have been nice if I had a little bit more to work with, but this is all I got out of here, so I pretty much only run a couple plays out of here. And again, they're nothing too original compared to everything else in the book, so you should be familiar with this from a couple, a handful of the plays in the other videos there. So, if you can see something every year, there's going to be certain plays that kind of break the coverage, and a couple of years ago out routes and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And this year I'm keying on these type early on in these base formations as the plays I can get bigger chunks out of, and so far it's worked. We'll see the adjustments the game has, the updates they have, and see if coverage and stuff changes on stuff like that. But as of now, I think you're going to have a decent amount of plays. You should be able to go down the field pretty well against other teams, and once you get the stuff down, you should be able to move the ball pretty well on people. And then throughout there, if you just can mix it up, it's the situational stuff. You know when to do that and get yourself a handful of good run plays you can count on, and then go from there. So let's see, we're looking here. Get down to the last one now. This is going to be the pistol again, the PA boot, the play action boot, and then we're going to put A on a streak, X is on a drag, and RB is on a block. You see up in there, if you had the time, you can put B on a streak, I believe, also something like that. But this is where we're trying to go again. We're kind of attack that middle zone if we can there, just beneath. Again, this is one of our triangle plays that I said before. You're gonna take A off the line, of course, if you can get that. Streak running off the seam if it's open. Some cover threes and stuff of that nature, it's going to be open pretty early. You'll be able to hit that. Otherwise, we're going to try and key on this Y hanging out behind him. Again, we've seen, if you have a lot of these, I found for the last few years have been good routes. Those type of, especially if you have anything that has 2 crossing. I think the Steelers book had some stuff like that. We have these deep curling crossing routes in there, and they become really effective because it's tough to cover too. But for this book, not a lot of crazy stuff is going to be within the single back I form stuff, and that's most. Some of them kind of look good when you're looking at the art of it, but then you break it down and it just doesn't seem to work out that way. So we're going to stick with this sort of formation, this sort of form for this one. It's a basic play that we that I've used a couple of years now, but it is fairly effective. A good user is probably going to key in on that wide receiver, though, unfortunately. So it's just from time to time, you just got to check that down like anything else. But that's why you got the X underneath, the drag underneath. So we're going to hit the A with the Y coming across and the drag. So that'll be that. So this is going to wrap up this stuff here. Now we're going to get onto the shotgun stuff. I'm going to start off, obviously, number 1, Split Raider. Looking forward to getting that out because a couple of those base plays that we ran last year are very effective this year, and we're going to get into those right away. So be looking for that, and for all those checking this out, I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Hopefully these plays are working out for you guys, or you think are at least worth giving a chance, or they can help you at least design your own, at the end. So we'll see you all next time, man. Later.